The Nikon Z9 changed the game for professional photography, but now in 2025, the Nikon Z9II takes things to an entirely new level. With blazing speed, a stacked sensor, AI-driven autofocus, and industry-leading video capabilities, this camera isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete masterclass tool for pros. In today's video, we're diving deep into how to get the very best out of the Z9II, from advanced autofocus techniques and silent shooting tricks to lens choices, stabilization, and pro workflows that can transform your photography. Whether you're shooting wildlife, sports, portraits, or cinematic video, this is your ultimate guide to mastering the Nikon Z9II. Welcome to my channel Tech Launch. Subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon for the new tech updates. Photography has always been a dance between technology and creativity, and every few years a camera comes along that changes the rhythm entirely. For many professionals, the Nikon Z9 did exactly that when it launched, redefining what a mirrorless flagship could be. Now, in 2025, Nikon has built on that legacy with the release of the Nikon Z9II, a camera that doesn't just refine the original, it expands the very idea of what's possible in professional photography. The Z9II is a machine designed for speed, precision, and versatility, and it has quickly become the tool of choice for pro photographers across genres, from wildlife and sports shooters to portrait and commercial specialists. In this video, we will dive deep into the Nikon Z9II, exploring not just its technical specifications, but the real-world techniques and workflows that allow professionals to get the very best from this remarkable camera. The Nikon Z9II isn't just an upgrade. It is a complete system that gives photographers the ability to capture moments with unparalleled fidelity and control. At the heart of this powerhouse is its stacked full-frame CMOS sensor paired with Nikon's advanced X8 dual processor engine, delivering blazing fast readout speeds and extraordinary image quality. This combination allows the Z9II to shoot up to 30 frames per second in RAW, all while maintaining full autofocus and exposure tracking. For action and wildlife photographers, this speed is revolutionary, ensuring that every fleeting moment, every wing beat, and every decisive movement is frozen in exquisite detail. But as any professional knows, a great camera is only as powerful as the techniques used to wield it. That is where the Z9II truly shines, rewarding those who understand how to unlock its full potential. To begin mastering the Z9II, a photographer must first understand its autofocus system, which is arguably one of the most advanced in the industry. Nikon Subject Detection AF has reached new heights with the Z9II, capable of identifying and tracking not only humans, but also animals, birds, cars, motorcycles, airplanes, and even trains with remarkable accuracy. The system uses deep learning AI to anticipate subject movement, making it feel as though the camera is reading your intent. For professionals, this means fewer missed shots and a higher rate of usable frames, even in the most chaotic environments. To maximize this feature, seasoned shooters often customize their AF modes depending on their subject matter. For example, in wildlife photography, using 3D tracking with animal detection ensures that even if a bird darts across the frame, the Z9II locks on and stays glued. Meanwhile, sports photographers might prefer dynamic area AF, which allows them to maintain focus on fast-moving athletes despite unpredictable play. Another crucial technique when using the Z9II is leveraging its electronic shutter. Unlike many cameras that still rely on mechanical shutters for critical moments, the Z9II is designed around a completely electronic shutter system with virtually zero rolling shutter. This innovation allows silent shooting at incredibly high frame rates, which is indispensable in fields like wedding photography, where discretion is key, or in wildlife work, where even the faint click of a shutter could disturb an animal. Professionals who have mastered this tool know how to use silence as an advantage, allowing them to get closer and capture authentic moments without distraction. Of course, technical mastery extends beyond autofocus and shutter technology. The Z9II also excels in its dynamic range and low-light performance, giving photographers extraordinary latitude when editing RAW files. In practice, this means that highlights and shadows can be recovered with ease, making it possible to shoot in challenging lighting conditions without fear of losing detail. Pro photographers often employ exposure bracketing and ETTR, exposed to the right techniques with the Z9II to maximize the available data. By slightly overexposing without clipping highlights, they ensure the cleanest possible files, which can then be graded in post-production with incredible flexibility. For portrait photographers, this opens up a world of creative lighting possibilities, from dramatic high-contrast studio setups to natural golden hour glow. The Z9II also marks a new era for hybrid shooters, as its video capabilities are as advanced as its stills performance. Capable of shooting 8K video at up to 60 frames per second and 4K at 120 frames per second, it gives professionals the ability to move seamlessly between photography and cinematography. Documentary and wedding photographers, in particular, have embraced this hybrid power, allowing them to deliver both stills and cinematic video to clients without carrying multiple systems. The key technique here lies in understanding how to set up custom user profiles that switch instantly between stills and video modes, ensuring that creative momentum is never lost. Professionals will often pre-map their video color profiles, frame rates, and focus modes, allowing them to capture cinematic footage in seconds without fumbling through menus. Another area where the Nikon Z9II empowers professionals is in lens selection and stabilization techniques. With its in-body 6-stop image stabilization, the Z9II allows for sharp handheld shots even at slower shutter speeds. Pro photographers often combine this with Nikon's ever-expanding lineup of Z-mount lenses, particularly the fast primes and long telephotos that unlock new creative dimensions. For example, sports shooters using the 400mm f/2.8 TC VRS can capture crisp action under stadium lighting, while portrait artists might lean on the 85mm f/1.2S to create dreamy, shallow depth-of-field portraits with exquisite sharpness. A masterclass with the Z9II is not just about understanding the camera body, but about pairing it with the right glass and the right technique to match the vision. But gear and specs alone are never enough. The essence of a Nikon Z9II masterclass is about workflow, discipline, and vision. Professionals know that every tool, no matter how advanced, requires preparation and intention. For example, wildlife photographers using the Z9II often employ custom shooting banks, assigning one bank for birds in flight, another for mammals, and a third for landscapes. This allows them to adapt instantly in the field without hesitation. Similarly, portrait photographers may create presets for studio lighting, natural light, and on-location shoots, ensuring consistency across projects. The Z9II's deep customization options are a hidden gem that separates casual users from true professionals, and mastering these options is essential for unlocking the full power of the camera. Often customize their AF modes depending on their subject matter. For example, in wildlife photography, using 3D tracking with animal detection ensures that even if a bird darts across the frame, the Z9II locks on and stays glued. Meanwhile, sports photographers might prefer dynamic area AF, which allows them to maintain focus on fast-moving athletes despite unpredictable play. Another crucial technique when using the Z9II is leveraging its electronic shutter. Unlike many cameras that still rely on mechanical shutters for critical moments, the Z9II is designed around a completely electronic shutter system with virtually zero rolling shutter. This innovation allows silent shooting at incredibly high frame rates, which is indispensable in fields like wedding photography, where discretion is key, or in wildlife work, where even the faint click of a shutter could disturb an animal. Professionals who have mastered this tool know how to use silence as an advantage, allowing them to get closer and capture authentic moments without distraction. Of course, technical mastery extends beyond autofocus and shutter technology. The Z9II also excels in its dynamic range and low light performance, giving photographers extraordinary latitude when editing raw